So the Eagles OTAs were open to the public today, and all I can say is this. This team is going to be so good, it's scary.
You want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had enough time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You
The
literally.
brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. He had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well, be hanging in there. So the Eagles were back at it for their OTAs, and this one was open to the public, which meant we finally got to see some of the new guys and what this team looks like. And let me tell you, this team is going to be good. It is stocked with talent all over the place. I don't know how I'm going to make it to training camp and preseason. It's going to take forever, but before we get into all of it, if you're new to the channel, you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, pause, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you so much for all the support you give to me. It truly, truly means a lot. Now, as I was saying, Eagles took the field today for OTAs, and this was an open media event, meaning that they could come out there and in like warm-ups and stuff like that, they could film, and you might see some of the highlights on here. These come from Twitter, so they shouldn't be, I shouldn't get in trouble for these. But the Eagles were back at OTAs for the most part. There were a few guys that weren't there today, so it was pretty stocked as far as the players who were there. Dave Zangaro said this: the Eagles look to have pretty good attendance at their second OTA session, but several veterans aren't here. Among them, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. As a reminder, all these OTAs are voluntary, and I don't think there's any issues with anybody that is, holding out or wanting a new contract. Like, the only guy I think that would possibly want that would be Devontae Smith, but he's not even eligible for a contract extension now, so it wouldn't be him. So these guys aren't there. They have their reasons. And remember, it is voluntary, okay? Sometimes people forget that. Then they start coming down on a guy. Oh, this guy ain't there. Why he ain't there? Boom, boom, boom. And it's voluntary. It's voluntary. So yeah, it is what it is. I have no issues with none of them being there if they have their own reasons, They have their own reasons. Now, to me, what I really wanted to see today is I just wanted to look at the new guys. I like to see the new guys in new uniforms. DeAndre Swift, Marcus Mariota, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, all those guys, man. That's what I get excited about. And look, they're not in helmets, they're not hitting. It's even less contact than you get in Eagles training camp, which really isn't a lot anyways, but it's still something. And I gotta say, if I had to say who do I think had the best day from everything I've read and heard, I'd have to tell you, I think it might be Quez Watkins. They said Quez Watkins was consistently open all day. He was consistently open, and I think Quez has something to prove. I think Quez has a lot to play for. There was one play in specific, we'll read it here. Hurts just threw a good first ball to Quez Watkins over the outstretched hands of Darius Slay, and then Watkins made a really nice catch. And then there was another one, I believe, that he caught. It might have been the same one with Nakobe Dean outstretched. So Quez Watkins was open all day long, and I think that's a huge thing. I think Quez Watkins has a lot to prove. We're all talking about DeAndre Hopkins and bringing another receiver. The best way to shut all that down is the Quez Watkins, or as some of you guys like to call him, Quez Dropkins, comes back. I think Quez is coming back, man. Quez is a fighter. I don't think he's got that regular in him, that Aguilar. I think he is actually going to come back. I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong today. So we will see. This was the play I was talking about also. Jalen Hurts with a highlight play to kick off the first semblance of real football since the Super Bowl. First play of 7-on-7s. Hurts drops a dime down the middle of the field, travel perfectly over Nakobe Dean's outstretched arms. Completion to Quez Watkins. So Quez Watkins, to me, Quez Watkins is somebody who I'm very interested to see. How he does. I think Quez Watkins makes a comeback. Now, me saying that, let me just say this: if you have the opportunity to go out and get DeAndre Hopkins, you'd still do it. You still do it. I am not going back on that. But I think Quez Watkins is going to be better than people think. The other guy who was absolutely tremendous on offense was Dallas Goddard. Dallas Goddard had a bunch of balls thrown his way. Dallas Goddard at one point made a tremendous catch in traffic. Looked like Goddard ran a zip. Hurts throws a little in front of him, and Goddard fully extends to make the grab with multiple defenders on his back. I know he made another catch at the sideline. Darius Slay was on him. Then Darius Slay broke one up. Darius Slay was kind of all around on the defensive side of the ball. Also, Hurts, he looked very good today, as you would think. Marcus Mariota, he looked very good apparently too. Mariota looking sharp in 7-versus-7s, over the middle pass to Joseph Nagata, Greg Ward, and Britton. Crash test Covey, I call him, but says, don't call me Dylan, pound Eagles. However, eventually the only interception of the day came from Christian Ellis, who picked Mariota off, reaching up to get it. Now, Christian Ellis is an interesting guy, because I think there is some room for battle at the linebacking position. And I think that, of course, Nakobe Dean was starting with the ones. He had the green helmet on me. He's getting the calls. I expect big things from Nakobe Dean. But I also think guys like Christian Ellis and there's other linebackers that are going to battle for playing time. And from what we heard of Ellis, he might look pretty good. Your starting safeties today, first team safeties are Terrell Edmonds and Reed Blankenship, pound Eagles. So they were starting your starting safeties. However, we've got to talk about Sidney Brown. Sidney Brown flying all over the place, all over the field, every rep, just covered so much ground during the first 7-versus-7 reps of developmental period, sideline to sideline. I have said this. I believe Sidney Brown actually has a legitimate chance to start at safety. I think he's going to have a chance. I think it's going to go into the preseason. And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if both our second-day picks, Sidney Brown and Steen, both end up starting this year. It could happen. I think Jalen Carter obviously is going to start. I mean, we all heard about Jalen Carter and how dominant he's going to be. He's really going to be the talk of the summer. He is going to be talk of training camp and preseason, because from everything we're hearing, this guy's got it all. How did we get Jalen Carter? I can't believe it. I absolutely love this team. I love this team so much. It's just not even funny. This team's going to be good. Also, one of the things is when you have these 7-versus-7 drills and stuff, and it's OTAs, you don't get to see the offensive line. You don't really get to see the defensive line. There's no pad, so we got to say that. Running backs, they get handed the ball, they run, nobody's there. They catch out of the backfield, nobody's there. There were routes being ran by the running backs today. I will say Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell started. We're getting first team reps, but that's not surprising, being that they're the veterans at the running back position. The other guy I want to talk about real quick is Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith was on every snap. He was with first team reps, he got second team reps, and he got third team reps. Nolan Smith is on the field for everything. This guy, if the Eagles use him right, is going to be a monster. I mean, I see him and I envision him as Hassan Reddick. But I think there's going to be ways to even utilize him more. And they obviously want him on the field getting reps. So expect big things. We really are in an unprecedented situation draft-wise for the Eagles. If you look at the draft we had, and I don't remember a draft that maybe will have so many guys have immediate impact. If you look at the first, let's say 4 picks, right? You got Carter, Smith, Steen, and Brown. If I look at all those guys, I expect all those guys to play. I expect them all to play at some point. So you may be in a situation where you have three of your first 4 picks starting, and then the other one, Nolan Smith, rotating in. But he's rotating in to a very, very deep defensive unit. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how everything plays out. But the players, they're doing press conferences right now. I'm going to go listen to some of those, but I wanted to come here and give you an update. And we will see. There is some other Eagles news and rumors stuff that I do want to talk about later, so look for that. But that's pretty much what we had in open sessions for the media and OTAs. I think they have an open session tomorrow as well, so look for that. We will be giving you updates on that as well. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. The one thing I should add is it's amazing to me. You listen to Morrow talk, Edmonds, and I heard these guys right before I started doing this video. They're all talking about how impressed they are with Jalen Hurts, how well he's reading the defense. I expect a monster year from Jalen Hurts. He is going to continue to ascend. He's our best player, and I can't wait to see what he does in year 4. It's going to be amazing. With that said, Denzel Washington out.